right, I'm back. I had to find a joke to tell a joke. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Yeah, why did the Scarecrow win an award? So I had a wild card and it said tell a joke.
Because the crow done?
You give up?
I give up.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh God. And I don't have a joke, but that is corny.
Hey.
Outstanding in his field. That's cute.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. That is hilarious. Yes, hilarious. Okay, we are here. We're back. Unpack that. Unpack that. Therapy in a box. All right. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Oh, okay. They got a card entitled "The Bad." The bad. The bad. Have I ever made you feel embarrassed? Well, no. That's the answer. I don't think so.
Well, I guess you gotta flip it to see what is the time that you felt the most embarrassed?
No, it said, have I ever made you feel embarrassed?
I'm just saying because this is like a family Unpack That. So,
okay.
So for us,
I was trying to get out of this one. She's just gonna rewrite and rework the game. She's gonna do a personal edit.
We try to rework it. So what was the name of the time that you were the most embarrassed? Me, I would say I think when my children told me that I was a little bit too much flying off the handle, and it had to make me really reflect on how I interact with them.
Well, that takes me to a remembrance. My sister said I need to be more charming. She heard me talk to somebody and was like, "You're not nasty, but you need to work on being more charming." And I guess, oh, okay. And I don't know if it was more embarrassed, but just I appreciated having my coat pulled with somebody that has eyes outside of me that care about me enough to want me to be a better person. So
I agree. Yep.
All right. Tough question. What are you still trying to prove to yourself? That I can do it. And by it, I mean all things through Christ. Like he said, you can do all things. Can I really get that house? Can I really start that business? Can I really get that funding? Can I really, if I can do all things through Christ, then I should really be able to do that effortlessly. I've seen him manifest that all things through in other people's life. He's no respecter of person, so that's something that if it's a tough question that I don't even know if I'm trying to prove to myself, more so walk in faith and trust and know it can happen regardless if I believe or not. I mean, if I believe, yes, but if I'm afraid to take certain moves or not. I don't know. I hope that makes sense.
That is a tough question.
It says, what are you still trying to prove to yourself?
To not always be in control of everything. And like you said,
Relinquish control.
Relinquishing it and really seeing, even through the difficult times, that if you believe in God and trust in God, like you said, have faith, have that faith walk, that He will provide whatever it is. And it's human when you challenge that, but He does make a way out of no way. And when you think is the worst thing or worst feeling, it's not. He helps you through by being more conscious and in tune with yourself too, to recognize.
Right. Let's see. Have you grown in the past? How have you grown in the past 5 years? This is a reflection.
I can say wholeheartedly being able to deal with what life has given you and keep your head up.
Amen to that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, adversity, is the petri dish for the cure. If you're in the lab with the great physician, he will give you what you need for what ails you. You know, we've been studying, our pastor been teaching a message on preloaded and plated. Our what God has for us has already been preloaded, and our blessings have already been plated for us. We just have to, you know, be in relationship with Him and in partnership with Him, doing our end of what is required. Because faith without what? Works is DOA all day, all day. So I definitely have grown. I've grown to set boundaries, you know, especially when it comes to my value and the people in my life pulling at me for this, pulling at me for that. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? So that, like you said, you got to protect your peace. And what else? I named years. So this year was elevating my level of achieving. So I accomplished some things that I'm really, really proud of in the area of service for the nonprofit that I work for. You know, wanted to raise $50,000. We got $25,000. I'm not sure after like expenses and stuff, but the fact that nobody even believed we would do $5 and all the other things that subsequently were still birthed out of it, and then transitioning to focusing on me, you know, celebrating me up to the next level as far as my birthday month, and then just growing to value life way more than I did a year prior. And I think when you get older, that makes you like realize, and then you start losing people like, shoot, sometimes it don't even take a year. You be like, Dad, we was just with Beth last week, 11 days later she gone. Like, life is temporary. You better drink up, for there is nothing left in your cup. Yeah, that's
like
that. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so it has the good. In what area of your life do you think I bring, or do you bring positivity?
Well, I try, particularly with sorors. When I meet, one thing that I never want a soror to feel is hurt.
Okay.
That's one thing, because there are a lot of them out here that are. For whatever reason, if it was their undergrad experience, or you know, they finally decided to come to a chapter and the person was nasty to them, or whatever it is. So I try and meet people where they are. I do my best because I don't want to feel that.
Yeah.
And
we know sometimes when women get together,
it's just, I just like today. Before y'all came, we had one of the Delta Deers that came and she sat at the table, but she wasn't there when we first walked in. And of course, she was sitting there, saving the seat for her two other Delta Deer friends.
Yeah.
And the waitress came over and was like, "Ma'am, you can't sit there." So I could see that she was getting a little like tense, like, I'm just sitting here waiting, and she didn't know where Brooke was, so she kind of was feeling a little awkward. I went over there to say to her, "So just come here. How many seats do you need?" And I got her situated, and then I explained to the waitress, we may have more people than what you think that's going to come here. And we did. I think it was like at least 45.
Did they sit outside the room, or did she not go into the room? Like,
what it was everybody didn't pay to come to the brunch today, but some people were coming through just to say goodbye.
Right.
But then they had a few that said, "I'm just going to pay because I'm here, I'm going to eat, but I'm just going to pay." And so I was telling another soror that, sometimes we got to give a little special touch to our Delta Deers.
Yeah. So was it an employee that did that to her, or
it was an employee that did that to her? So I could see she was a little, she was a little flustered.
Use the middle lane.
But she was good after you talked to her.
After I talked to her and I moved her over, got her 4 seats that she wanted, she was okay.
Right.
But I was just telling her that's what was explained to us when we got there. But I couldn't get Brooke on the phone to kind of find out whatever, I didn't know what to solve.
You stepped in and you handled it.
But
that's what a boss does. Handle it.
Well, I tried. But I put my presidential hat on, you know,
That's good.
to you know, because I said sometimes you got to just step in just to kind of smooth it out. Because I see the other story, I hear the other story talking about, oh, you girl, I don't got the patience, I can't deal with it. I'm like, but sort of sometimes you just gotta woosah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what make horror flicks. It's just all kind of us. That's important too, because like even when I was even thinking about maybe going to a different chapter, because you know one of the Century City tours is kind of starting to take me under a wing, and you want to feel a sense of belonging and a sense of importance and value beyond what you can do for the chapter, like as a you know, a sisterhood and bonding, and that you know you're missed, not because you're just trying to peddle your products that you trying to sell, whether it be in a chapter or not, you know, because everybody got a side hustle. Like, hey, I'm calling to just check on you. I'm calling to just make sure, hey, I want to let you know this is going on. So they want us not to be disconnected, and some people are better at staying connected than others, you know, knowing when this event is and that event is. And
use the left lane to take the I-81
so
north
I did that. So I think I bring positivity by my truth, because sometimes if people are in the midst of a season where they don't recognize that energy isn't positive, sometimes you gotta just cancel it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just say, hey, look, like, we're not here for that. Like, in love and in truth, try to like usher the atmosphere back to a place of wholeness and not toxicity. Because you're going to meet people that are going through some stuff, and you know, like I said this morning, a lot of things was going wrong. In accordance to someone else's timetable, and I said, look, we on time. I said, we got several hours before we got to get back. I said, you never know. That delay may have been God keeping us from a car accident. You just never know. Like, sometimes it's like, oh my God, we got to, no, you just never know. Like, God's delays are purposeful, as long as you're not just being like belligerent about it. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And so that's how I think I do it. I got another card of a bad. What is this one about? What is something about me? What is something about yourself that's hard for anyone to understand? I can answer this first. That no matter how much I am on social media, I am a recluse. People don't come reconcile that. They're like, but you're out. No, I'm. You know, that's just. That's just how I don't know how my whole family does like that. And with that,
Continue on North
we're going to take a break.